The first part of delivery I would like to discuss are your vocals. What comes out of your mouth? The way you say a word, the pronunciation of a word, even your word choice. What I want to start off with are your methods of delivery. These are 4 types. We're only really going to be doing extemporaneous here in class or in our online class. But I want to talk about manuscript. That is detailed information, many times medical, engineering. You will use notes, may even read part of it. It needs to be information, it's detailed information. Memory, memorization, not always the best of what you want to do for a speech. Sometimes it doesn't flow real well. If you get caught up anywhere, it's hard to find where you are in your head. A lot of times sounds robotic. So you want to try to stay away from complete memorization. Introduction, conclusion, yes, should be memorized. And that allows you to give that full eye contact to gain the attention to end strong. But throughout, we're looking at like a 90 to 10% ratio. So you don't have to have it memorized. Impromptu, little or no preparation whatsoever. We're not going to do that here in class, but you can apply the same methods of what we've learned with your introduction, 2 to 4 main points, and then a clear body as well as then the conclusion, wrapping everything up. What we'll focus on here in class is the extemporaneous, where we will have extensive research, clear organization, transitions, 2 to 4 main points, supporting evidence, as well as a conclusion, where then you will practice that enough to get it into keyword format so then when you present, you will have good eye contact. So let's look at the elements of vocal delivery. First one is your pitch. That's that up and down of your voice. So it shows a lot. It shows enthusiasm. It shows excitement, dedication, passion. Watch that monotone, that flatness. It's very distracting and very, very boring. Your volume. You know that when you're excited, you might speed up and you might get high pitched and go really, really fast. So the volume of your voice, make sure your entire audience can see it with recording. Make sure that it comes clearly through in your recording. So again, look at that setting. Change it up to what you want your emotion or your topic to convey. And again, just make sure you're being heard. The speed, the rate. Again, change that up depending on what you're discussing. Sometimes when we're passionate or when we're concluding, we'll actually slow down a little bit and pause even a little bit more. So going into that, those pauses. Now we are not talking about vocalized pauses. We're not talking about ahs, and huh. Not those. These are very clear pauses, many times put in for a reason, whether it's to maybe have your audience answer a question, to think about, sort of ponder what you may have just said, maybe even to hit home and emphasize some key points, but allow that audience to think about it. Especially if you're given something very important, very detailed, give them a second to have everything sink in. Of course, the variety is what's going to be the key. Changing it up to what you need for your audience, what you need to help support your presentation. Pronunciation, so the way we say a word. So I was raised very sort of in the woods, in the mountains. When I went to college, it was a big eye-opening experience of how to pronounce certain words. So try to focus on that. There's areas throughout where I don't know where you live, but depending on the area that you live, there might be certain words that you say that are only to that area. Even here in Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia to Harrisburg to Pittsburgh, up to the northern corridor, we all may say something different. The idea of soda or pop, the plural of you, y'all, yins, you ins. I mean, think about all that. And then if you have someone who English is not a second language, that is even more confusing for them. So we're going to have a discussion board post discussing this. Articulation. How clearly you say the words, how complete, how clear. You can do some online exercises as warm up. If English is your second language and you're trying to speak more clear, articulation exercises are very important. Dialect. Just the way cultures, subcultures speak. Again, it's different. Even here in the United States, even here in Pennsylvania, different cultures, different dialects will come into play for different words, different meanings. And again, someone from another country may not understand all of those different meanings. It can be very, very confusing.